everybody, it's your girl Melanie Monroe. I'm back with another YouTube video. Today I'm going to talk about journeys. Um, Journey by definition is the act of traveling from one place to another. And today I'm going to talk about spiritual journeys, not physical journeys. Physical journeys are important too. But I want to talk about spiritual journeys. So, we actually make several journeys throughout life in which we travel from one place to another. Journeys can happen naturally because not everybody stays a baby forever. You know, you're born, you get older, you experience more things in life, and that's a journey within itself. Some journeys can be twofold. You know, you can experience more than one journey at once. An example would be like the twin flame journey. Twin flame journey, you meet someone and you think it's one thing, it ends up being a journey. In the twin flame journey, you work on yourself and you work on loving unconditionally, which is a very hard journey, but it's definitely worth it, and it feels very rewarding once you acknowledge it for what it is. And the journey of self-love is just amazing in itself. Sometimes you don't even realize that you're on a journey until you take time to evaluate life. So that's why it's important to pray. That's why it's important to meditate, because when you do these things, take time out to evaluate what's going on in your life. And that's also another way you can make sure you're not missing out on any important lessons. You just take that time out and you ask God, you go within yourself and say, God, what's going on? Is there anything that I need to work on? And it might not come then and there, but the fact that you took the time out to pray and meditate, God will give you an answer. He works in mysterious ways, so the answer might come in a song. You might feel the answer, like He might just give you the answer right then and there, but sometimes He expresses it in a unique way, because we all have our unique relationship with God. There's different types of journeys that I want to talk about. One is self-induced journeys. Another one is inward journeys, life journeys, and involuntary journeys, which is the big one that I want to talk about. I mean, life journey is actually obviously the biggest because it's your life. But involuntary journeys is my whole purpose of making this video. So self-induced journeys. Self-induced journeys are brought on by oneself. A way that you can do a self-induced journey would be, i.e., fasting. When people fast, they abstain from all or certain kinds of foods and drinks, or sex, or activities, just cutting off certain things. And during this time of fasting, it's to gain spiritual discipline. So in return, God gives us clarity and He gives us focus. So when you fast, the whole point and idea of fasting is so that you can gain clarity, so you can clear your mind, so you can not focus on whatever this is that you're fasting from, but more so replace that with something spiritual that you need. So a lot of people, when they fast, they're praying during that time that they're fasting, because they're trying to build a stronger prayer life. Inward journeys or inner journeys are like exploring yourself. You can create challenges to gain spiritual growth. So that's another fasting as an example of an inner journey. Being celibate, that's an inner journey. Um, Obviously, not the act of celibacy, abstaining from sex, but the process that you go through while you're celibate, where you create challenges that help you grow spiritually. Challenges can be, I'm going to not watch porn because porn is temptation to want me to have sex, so when you're abstaining from that, like you're doing some inward work. You try to find ways, which are challenges, you try to find ways to keep yourself occupied or to take your mind off of that, and that's inner work. And when you do that, hopefully you find a purpose for why you're doing it and not just because. You can do it just because, but it's more rewarding when there's actually a purpose for you doing that. Okay. So next I want to talk about life journeys. Life journeys are the big picture. They are all of life's experiences combined together create the life journey. So, like I said, the most obvious, growth from baby to an adult. That's a life journey, all the experiences that you go through, they create who you are today. They mold you. Try not to single out anybody or say anything that might incriminate me. So I'm not trying to discriminate or make anybody feel some kind of way, like I'm doing this to help everybody. So try to be open-minded and bear with me. On life journey, I'll talk about my life journey. Military brat. My father is a Marine. So all throughout my life, we moved. So when I became an adult, the first thing I wanted to do was move, Every 3 years we moved when I was a child, because that's what the military does, You move all around the world. You're more open to moving because it's not something you're afraid of. I know a lot of people that are afraid of airplanes. I didn't have that option. We had to go. Like there was no other way other than to go. So life journey, part of my life journey was moving physically into different places and experiencing more parts of the world and being open to that, being exposed to it. But I don't want to harp too much on life journey. I just wanted y'all to understand what life journey means when I say life journey. There's also other things that go in a life journey too. Like I'll say my experience with college. I went to college for a year, straight out of high school, couldn't afford it. 10 years later, went back to school for free. So I consider that a huge part of my life journey. And as you get to know me, I'll talk about that a lot more. But that is a big part of, who I am. That's a part of my story. That's my life journey. Yeah, I had to wait 10 years and 2 kids later, but I did it. Not without the grace of God, God is in control of everything, and all praises be to God. I'm not trying to take no credit for nothing at all, because I couldn't have did that at all. I had no control over that. And that leads me to my next topic. My next topic is involuntary journeys. What are involuntary journeys, you might ask? I'm glad you asked. Involuntary journeys are the ones that we know absolutely nothing about before they start sometimes. Or sometimes you might get a glimpse of it, and then later on in life, you'll see yourself on this path and you'll be like, I've seen this before, I talked to God and he told me this was going to happen. Or he showed me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. those are like involuntary journeys, because it's not your will and you're not making a conscious decision to do this. It's just something that happens and you're in it. And I like to compare this to like zip lining. If I were to go zip lining, now I think it's cute. I see people zip line on these vacations and I'm like, oh, I want to go zip lining. But truth be told, if I get up on that zip line, as soon as they get ready to go push me, I'm going to tell them, oh no, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I can't. Like, I don't want to do it. And if they push me, I'll be upset. And that's exactly how it is with an involuntary journey. You know, you're not ready for it. Like, you're not prepared. Sometimes you are prepared. God does prepare us. Let me rephrase that. Actually, you are prepared, because everything you need is already inside of you. That's how we're designed. That's how God created us. Everything we'll ever need in life, He already gave it to us. Our life mission is to just get all the blessings that God has out there for us. There's different challenges, different obstacles that you have to go through to get what's yours. And sometimes an involuntary journey is the only way that we can do that. So I'm going to make another video talking about involuntary journeys. So look out for that. It's coming up soon. Peace.